Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to NBA Got Game TV. Thanks for tuning in. As an NBA fan, it's sometimes really frustrating if you see that a player has the potential to be an NBA superstar, but because of attitude problems, it never works out. In this video, we're going to take a look at some players where I felt, okay, they could have been legends, but because of the mentioned attitude problems, it never went to that point where it should have been. But before we start with this video, if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. Also, underneath the video, you will see a link to our Facebook page. Likes are, like always, really appreciated. And I would say, without any more blah blah, let's start the video. We are going to start off our list with Stephon Marbury, aka Starberry. Back in the days, like in the mid-90s, there was a serious debate going on who was the better player, Allen Iverson or Stephon Marbury. And you could really make a case back then for Marbury. Even though Iverson was the Rookie of the Year, Marbury was just as fast, could score, could pass, and had a deadly three-point shot. But no matter where he went, he always clashed with coaches and teammates. At the age of 31, he was out of the league and never returned even though he wanted to, because no team was willing to give him a chance.
Closest to friends and teammates as they entered their 20s, Kevin Garnett and Stephon Marbury approached their basketball middle age with little good to say about one another. The latest sniping occurred last month, when Marbury said his son's teammate, rookie Damon Stoudamire, was much better than Garnett at a similar age. Garnett responded that Marbury obsesses about him, quote, like a girl.
It ain't as complex as it seems. You know, I know we've been yapping in the papers and in the public and in the media, but you know, him and I, we have a history. You know, something that you can't ever take. You know, whether we decide to build off that or just totally, you know, let it evaporate, and that's on us.
The split began in 1999, and Marbury insisted on a trade from Minnesota to be closer to his friends and family in New York. Thinking they wouldn't be able to re-sign him, the Wolves traded Marbury to New Jersey, where he got paid, but ultimately got traded again to Phoenix.
My analogy for Kevin Stephon situation is Batman and Robin. They're a duo, but nobody says, I'll be Robin. Everybody wants to be Batman. Kevin was Batman, okay? Marbury didn't want to be Robin. He wanted to go be Batman on another team. And,
you know, you sort of hear, you know, from people from his camp and little things in between that to, like, you know, he couldn't play with you, you know, the jealousy part or whatever. But until Steph says that to me, I'm going off of all history.
Marbury declined to speak about his time in Minnesota or his current relationship with Garnett. But Garnett acknowledges that the two rarely communicate with one another these days.
It's almost like something that's broke. You know, when you get a hole in your windshield, if you don't fix it, it just gets bigger and bigger. And before you know it, your whole windshield is shattered.
When's the last time you talked to him?
Last time I talked to Steph, wow, it's been a minute. It's been a while. Last time I had some like real numbers on him, it's been a while.
They'll get a chance to start talking this weekend in Atlanta. For the first time since the trade, Marbury and Garnett will be teammates on the Western Conference All-Star team.
After a while, man, see, this is what I played in my head, that if something was to happen to him, how'd I react? And I know I'll be hurt. You know what I mean? And that's true love. That's why I'm glad that, you know, this weekend's coming up, you know.
And the next player on our list is Damon Stoudamire, aka Mighty Mouse. Before there was a Vince Carter in Toronto, Damon Stoudamire was the face of the franchise. Drafted by Isaiah Thomas, the guy won the Rookie of the Year award, and he really deserved it. He was averaging almost 20 points in his rookie season. Imagine that, 20 points in his rookie season. The guy had it all. He could shoot, he could score, he could pass. He was the entire package and had the potential to be a superstar. After only 2 seasons, he was traded to the Portland Trail Blazers, where he was one of the reasons why the team was called the Portland Trail Blazers.
Damon Stoudamire has finally spoken up about his uncertain situation, about the way General Manager Glenn Grunwald is handling it.
I'm just unhappy with the way it's all turned out. You know, if you're going to trade me, but don't play mind games. You know, this could have been done a while ago, and if that's what you was going to do, then do it. Don't sit around and bluff and play games. You know, to me, that's not good business. And, you know, what's going on right now is just a bunch of games. And personally, I don't think he knows what he's doing up there.
which is why Damon won't re-sign with the Raptors. A decision he's kept to himself, but a decision made the day Grunwald tried to trade him to Houston.
And the next player on our list is Isaiah Rider. From the start of his career, Isaiah Rider's attitude kept him from being an NBA great. He was caught smoking weed multiple times, had problems with the team's management, and was just known to be an all-around hothead. The sad thing about it is that Isaiah was very talented and had the potential to become an NBA superstar. He had a couple of 20-point seasons and was a true scorer. But instead of becoming an NBA superstar, it went the other way. Isaiah more or less played his way out of every city whose team he was on, and by the time he was out of the league in 2002, he was just 30 years old. It was clear that no team wanted to gamble on him. He later regretted his behavior, but sadly, it was too late.
10 years ago, Isaiah Rider won the slam dunk title in Minneapolis. Rider was a potent scorer, 4 seasons averaging over 19 points a game, but he bounced around the league, 5 teams in 9 seasons, last playing 10 games for Denver in the 2001-2002 season. Next month, Isaiah J.R. Rider turns 33, and as he sat down with John Thompson, he spoke candidly about his litany of transgressions and a lost career.
And the next player on our list is Nick the Quick Van Exel. The 1990s had some of the greatest point guards to ever play the game. Players like John Stockton, Gary Payton, and Jason Kidd, just to name a few. But Nick the Quick Van Exel also had the potential to be named in the same breath. But wherever he landed, he clashed with teammates and coaches.
Magic Johnson's recent retirement after contracting the HIV virus had thrown the once proud Lakers into disarray. For Van Exel, it was just the challenge he'd been aching for.
They were in need of a point guard, and Nick was in need of a team that wanted him.
From the start, Van Exel electrified the Lakers.
How did he make that shot?
He scored 1,000 points as a rookie, hit 6 threes in one game, and revived the spirit of Showtime in LA. As the Lakers struggled to find their groove, tensions grew between Van Exel and the Lakers' mild-mannered coach, Del Harris.
There's a lot of pressure that was going on in Los Angeles, and Nick had to, take a lot of heat, in any time that we lost, and so did the coach, of course.
Ryan Russell on his way to the hoop.
In the 1997 playoffs against Utah, the Lakers fell short, as Van Exel argued with Harris in front of a national TV audience.
Quotes went up, Nicky exploded again.
We had a lot more good times than we had bad times, just unfortunately the bad times were the times, on TV.
And the last player on our list is Latrell Sprewell. That one actually hurts because Sprewell was one of my favorite players back in the 90s. If I had to compare this guy to a modern player, I would say Russell Westbrook. That guy was just as tenacious. He could have been one of the best players of his generation, but there were so many incidents that he really ruined his career.
I think you saw Latrell Sprewell when he first made the All-Star team and he got a chance to match up with Jordan, and you saw what a great player he was. I remember talking to Michael later, and he'd say to him, well, who are the toughest guys you ever had to play against? And he used to say, well, now Sprewell guards me as well as anybody.
He was lightning quick. Coach used to put him in the game and says, just shut him down. Don't let him catch the ball. Don't let him touch the ball. And Spree was in people's jogs.
The thing that probably makes Sprewell most effective is his energy. He's a three-dimensional player. He's a guy who can break you down. He can shoot the jump shot. He can make passes. He's just real smooth and sleek with his game.
For 6 seasons, Sprewell lit up the league, averaging 20 points and playing hard-nosed defense. But after his attack on P.J. Carlesimo, his future in the NBA was uncertain.
I think everyone thought, well, this is going to be the end of Charles Sprewell's career because no one could imagine anything worse happening to a player than attacking a coach and getting kicked out of the league.
Before a game on Christmas Day 2001, away from the cameras, Latrell Sprewell shook hands with P.J. Carlesimo. 4 years earlier, that same hand had been around his former coach's throat.
It took me a while to even be able to say anything to PJ. I mean, honestly, after everything that I had been through and everything that I had to go through myself and my family, it was difficult.
If one nasty chapter in his career had ended, Sprewell was beginning another. After Jeff Van Gundy resigned as coach earlier that December, Sprewell's relationship with Knicks management deteriorated.
Hey, and thanks for watching this video. We really hope you enjoy our content, and if you'd like to support our channel, you can do these things. First, subscribe to our channel and click the notifications button so you will always be up to date when we upload a new video. And also check out our Facebook page. You will find the link underneath the video. Likes are very appreciated. Thanks a lot.